do is I want to get our troops moving, and I want them to press forward into enemy territory. What I can do here is that I can get our infantrymen to keep the Italian defenders, which I've pulled back, at bay from this bridgehead. And over here, I will get our paratroopers to stack up in a little bit, and then commence an assault onto that tile. There we go. Yeah, in this game I find that the losses are a little low for each different faction, but that's just me. I find that the losses are really rather low for the troops. But I mean, hey, that's a good thing. Except for the paratroopers. The paratroopers take some ungodly amount of losses when they start dropping. Yeah, so that's kind of that. I'm still trying to push into this tile right here. Try to isolate them, actually. I think that would have been a better plan. And over here, what I want to do is that I want to get these paratroopers to blow the stone bridge to their south. Hopefully they'll do it. I'm pretty sure paratroopers can do it, but I'm not... maybe you need an engineer squad to do that. We'll just leave them there as it is for now. So let's see what we can do. Call in some artillery over here. Without that forward observer, I'm not really sure if we can call any shots in. Oh, I see why. Our guys apparently are isolated right now. Well, no, our navy is unresponsive right now, which is all good. In that case, I'll move this stack of troops forward, and I'll get these guys to move out of travel mode and engage these troops over here. So 12 men dead on that tile. That's pretty good. Let's see. Infantry moves forward on this flank and here. And our engineers. What I want to do here is that inside this scenario where... Hang on, get these engineers to drop out of movement. Inside this scenario, what typically happens is that you'll be bogged down when you're trying to press for these bridgeheads, simply because the most effective way of getting troops out of these bridgehead locations is by assaulting them. Yeah, because like I said, when you disrupt an enemy and then you assault them, it essentially forces the enemy unit back, and that's the best way to clear these bridgeheads. The only problem here is that the defenders for this bridgehead are really rather strong. They have 200 men here and 180 right here, meaning that it'll be quite some time before we're able to press them out. So with that kind of said, what we want to do is we want to build a secondary bridge, and that's why we have the engineering bridging op. So while my Shermans and my infantry press forward along the bridgehead, or along the pre-built bridges, I want one squad to actually begin moving up, or rather I want the bridging squad to already begin to set up a secondary bridge, so that in the event that the secondary bridge finishes before the first one, we can then move the recon teams over here, and the second, the rifle battalion that's not engaged over the bridge, so that we can just kind of assault them a little easier. So yeah, lots of results will happen. Lots of results. That squad should really be dead. That 9-man coastal defense corps. Italians would have definitely surrendered before that point. See a lot of trade-offs between our paratroopers and that group 2. And generally, I just let the AI handle the small firefights like this as they brawl them down. I typically only focus on like the focal points of the battle, so where I actually need to step in here. All right, so the battle is developing. What we can do here: mount a quick assault, which will hopefully clear out the tile. 5 men dead. We need 1 more charge. Or no, get these guys to put down a speck of fire onto these guys. There's 3 men defending that trench line, and we still can't push them through with 20 men. That is difficult. I don't like manning these assaults for nothing, simply because the assaults cost 1/3 of the amount of points that you have. So with that kind of said, these assaults do become fairly costly soon. But once we've taken this defensive line, we can then move forward and push onto this 300-point location. Shouldn't be all too bad, because this 300-point location is actually a set of artillery guns, meaning that they won't put up that much of a fight. So over here, what I want to do is I want to pull off a few paratrooper squads, and I want them to isolate this defender, and then we should be able to eliminate them much easier. Over here, these engineers need to begin bridge operations, and I want them to do it to the left, so they'll bridge they'll make a bridge in a little while for us to use. Get some more troops moving down here, and get our forces moving up. Oh, that's right, we should probably also move up our HQs. What HQs do is that HQs help you out by providing supply to your troops, and in the event that your troops are broken or disrupted, the closer they are to the HQ, the better, because the closer you are to the HQ, the more chances of recovery they have. One of the things that we want to do is that you want to maintain your command range for your troops, and what that means is that I'll see if I can generate the little hex bubble right here. But your command HQs, they generate a range inside this game, and provided that you keep your troops inside this command range, every turn you have a 50% chance of recovering from these low ammo, low fuel, or disrupted events, which is much better than your chances of doing it outside of the command range. I can't check it. I can't put down the overlay right now, but you'll see here that our little 7/3 HQ has a range of 5, so in every direction of 5 hexes, it'll generate a nice little bubble of command influence for our troops. Let's see what the enemy wants to do. We've yet to have that happen. It looks like groups of Panzer Grenadiers have reinforced the artillery guns over there, so that might be a problem later on. Alright, well, in that case, let's see. These guys move around. That should isolate this group of troops, so that'll be good. Get these guys to move over here and start assaulting, start engaging the defenders over here. Yeah, there's a command unit of 30 people inside this 200-point victory hex, meaning that those guys probably won't be able to hold out for very long. They just simply don't have enough manpower to constantly withstand all of the assaults. In the meantime, this entire column of rangers moves up, and I want to isolate these hexes, so I need to exert a zone of control around the hex. Meaning that, can I move through this bridge yet? No, it's not done yet. So that essentially means that I need to gain full control over the bridge area, and how I essentially do that is by capping out the adjacent hexes to it. So all of your troops generate this this zone of control, which is all of the hexes around your units is hex. And what I just want to do is I want to surround the unit, surround the enemy with my zone of influence. And by doing that, it'll isolate the enemy. Technically, it means that the enemy is out of supply range, and well, obviously, if your troops exert a zone of control, there won't be any supply there, right? So that's another way. This artillery gun, the Panzer Grenadiers have actually moved out of this 300-point hex, and this hex currently only has a disrupted amount of field artillery, meaning that if we assault it, we have a great chance of winning, and that's going to win, that's going to take down all of the guns, and now we have that victory location, so that's good. Over here, I'm going to press forward, try to eliminate this HQ, which is actually providing quite a bit of a fight, but that's alright, because now we can call in some air support, drop the air support on them, and drop another one on them. So yeah, air support, you'll typically only have it in the day. Air support hits them once and hits them again. One to simulate the machine guns, I suppose, and one to simulate the bombs, and the bombs obviously do the most damage. So now these guys are isolated. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, these paratroopers really don't do a lot of damage, but they've managed to isolate this group, which is pretty good for what they're worth. Try to bring some troops over here. I had originally thought that they would be able to handle themselves, but I think they'll need some more people to help them out now. Alright, so that's that front. In the meantime, we can press over here. Yeah, you're seeing that because these troops are positioned here with like battalion strength groups, it's fairly difficult to push them out of the way. There we go. So the bridge ops should be done, meaning that we can get troops across the bridge. So tanks should also be able to come across. Yeah, there we go. And that should capture that hex in just a little bit. So again, advance the turn. Okay, so let's see what we can do now. These paratroopers need to continue to try to break this group, this HQ group. They're slowly making progress, so that's at least good. This isolated unit needs to go. These guys need to mount an offensive. These guys too. And over here I noticed that the Sicily group of Italians are disrupted, so then we can make another assault, push them back, that's good. This group over here, transport units, we can move them up, get them out of transport mode, and get them to drop some fire onto this garrison of construction groups. Perfect. And our airborne troops are able to assault here, so I'm going to get them to commit to an assault on that artillery unit. Hopefully get rid of them. Apparently our attack has been repulsed, but that's alright. Let's see if we can call in a naval bombardment now. Yes, we can. I know the other boat, you can't call it in unless you have a forward observer, so we're just going to end the turn like that. And we will continue. Yeah, combat inside this overview map seems to be a lot faster, which is the main reason that I play from up here. Although the thing over here looks really, really nice. So it's turn 11 out of 10 and we're almost done our objectives, which is good. See if we have any more air power. No. Alright, well in that case, see if we have any more artillery. Like typically I try not to use the artillery, simply because I've yet to understand how the supply works, and if you constantly fire the guns, you run out of artillery rounds really, really fast. There we go. I want to drop as many artillery rounds onto that HQ as possible, so then we can just quickly cap it like that. Over here, we can mount an assault. Yeah, because this unit is disrupted and low on ammo, both of these traits provide a negative onto, or rather debuff their effective manpower. When an enemy unit is disrupted, their manpower will be effectively cut down to half when they fight in combat, and when they're low on ammo, it does the same thing. So with that kind of said, it cuts down this 179 to a really, really rather low amount of troops, effective troops. So with that said, we can begin this assault, and we should be able to take over this hex. Yeah, there we go. So that's another objective hex taken. And now, oh, this unit's actually also disrupted too. So we will be able to bag all the objectives today. There we go. Now our units over here are low on ammo simply because this engineer bridge, it only extends supply onto the very next hex. So with that kind of said, it's not that great for any supply purposes. There we go. I'm going to try to mount another assault onto these guns just because. Oh, over here, 2 units disrupted, charger tanks in, and that should slaughter quite a bit of them. Yes, it does. Over here too. There we go. All I'm really doing right now is that we control all of the victory points right now, so we max out the maximum amount of objective points we can get, which appears to be 700. But the other thing is that we also gain points for killing enemy soldiers and doing damage. So currently we have a total of 691 victory points out of the 750 required for a major victory. So what I'm going to try to do here is that I want to increase as many the victory points to as much as possible, and by effectively butchering the enemy, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, so let's see what we can do. Ooh, the Panzer Grenadiers are now disrupted. Alright, last turn. Let's see what we can do to finish off these guys. So we'll get the tank and some infantry to make a charge right there. That's going to destroy that group of people. And now the tank still has movement points, so it can fire onto that group of men. Typically, I think 10 men is worth 1 victory point. So what we can do here is we can try to just do maximum amounts of damage onto the Italians to really just push up our victory points, right? So these guys, they're just going to commence to an assault. Fuck it. And this tank group is these guys aren't going to assault. They're going to die. For the assaults, if you don't have as many men as your opponent, and you charge like, say, only tanks into like an urban city, you have a penalty for doing that. So that was what I was kind of trying to avoid there. It's a combined arms penalty. Oddly enough, you don't get a bonus for having ample men combined with tanks. And again, I'm just trying to force an offensive here. And these guys are actually also disrupted, so I'll get the Rangers to attack the Panzer Grenadiers. These Rangers have morale A, so they're considered elite units. For all purposes, I mean, morale can be considered unit quality, meaning their experience and stuff like that. So A is the best, F is the worst. So with that said, you do get a bonus for fighting with good morale troops as opposed to bad morale troops. And with morale E over here, we can really smash these Panzer Grenadiers. You lose morale when you're isolated and you're low in supply. So they were Group E like that. Took down 7 guns, and 7 guns should be worth 7 points actually. So let's see what we have now. 705 for victory points. Not as high as I had wanted it, but I mean, that's still pretty damn good. Not another assault here. And I feel like that's actually all we can do. So we'll end the scenario here just like that. So let's see. Enemy will have their turn. Hopefully they shoot at us and we shoot back, doing more damage. Oh yeah, we're doing some damage. So yeah, time limit reached, and that is the end of, that is the end of Panzer Campaigns Sicily getting started. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We were actually so close to winning with a major victory.